It's halftime here in Torrance, California. Argentina leading the United States 2-1 in this international under-20 national soccer competition. I'm Randy Hahn, and welcome back. Halftime here, and joining me now is the chairman of the International Games Committee of the United States Soccer Federation, one of the key individuals responsible for not only the organization of tonight's contest that you're watching, but of course the preparations leading up to the upcoming World Tournament in Saudi Arabia, and of course the World Cup bid in 1990 and 94. And thank you for being with us, Sunil. This is a wonderful opportunity for the United States, playing against an elite power like Argentina in preparation for the tournament.
Well, it sure is, and to be playing against a team like this at home with a good crowd, a full international game for these youth players, it's a great experience and should help us in preparation for Saudi Arabia.
The 4th of July in 1988 will go down in soccer history, in this country at least, as a very significant day. That was the day that FIFA, the international governing body of the sport, announced that the United States would host the World Cup in 1994. What has that done at this point, and what does it figure to do to professional outdoor soccer, or at least outdoor soccer in the United States?
Well, I think the World Cup in 1994 serves as a focal point, and we've got 5 or 6 years to really develop the game and using that as the goal. The World Cup in and of itself, those 52 games are not going to make or break soccer in the U.S., but using that as a goal 6 years from now, developing a professional league, our national teams, popularizing the sport even further, that's what it's really going to mean.
Now, of course, the United States is still working on qualifying for the 1990 World Cup in Italy, and that certainly is not within the realm of possibility the way they've been playing lately. But the focus at this time, and we've talked about it tonight, goes on this under-20 team, because 6 years from now, these players will be in the prime of their playing careers and really have a wonderful opportunity to be part of that 1994 team.
Oh, absolutely, and we would expect that some of these players will be part of that team. They'll be 24, 25 at that time, and we've got a pretty good program for the next 5 or 6 years for them, so that they're playing as many top-flight games like this one tonight as they can, so that they're ready for 1994.
Of course, it's 4 years between World Cups, but matches like this are very important preparing teams. Do we figure to see a lot more international competition around the country now leading up to the 94 World Cup, teams like Argentina?
Absolutely. We now have the opportunity to host teams like this, and some of the national teams, not just the youth national teams, but the other national teams want to come to the States looking towards 1994. I think it'll really heat up after 1990 World Cup in Italy, when a lot of big name teams will want to come to the U.S., and we're gonna try to put those games all over the country and draw big crowds.
Sunil Jalati of the United States Soccer Federation, thanks very much for being with us. You've done a wonderful job here tonight, and best of luck in your efforts with this under-20 team, and of course in 1990 and 94. You're going to be a busy man.
Thank you very much. Pleasure to be here.
Halftime, 2-1, Argentina leading the USA, and we'll be back with more after this local break. Halftime here in Torrance, California. Argentina leading the United States 2-1. And time to check highlights. Randy Hahn back with Rick Davis. And entertaining first half from the standpoint we saw some scoring, and the United States got off to the early lead. My score of 1-0 off a free kick.
Randy, it's exactly. The United States team did what they wanted to do here. A free kick. Played perfectly, really. Nice, good, organized set play. The ball is played behind the wall or over the wall, bending around it. Goalkeeper really has no chance for it. And as a result, once again, we see here the ball goes into the net.
Dario Bros with the goal for the United States, and giving the USA a 1-0 lead. Argentina, though, came back with a goal and eventually gained a lot of momentum in the latter stages of the first half. Well, we'll get a look at the first goal first, and it was a nice play inside the penalty area, a nice turn on the corner kick play.
Well, once again, it's a set play. You have a corner kick, the ball is swung to the near post. Here, once again, it's a little unfortunate for the United States team not to clear the ball. They had a player with his head on it. He heads the ball into the back of his own player. The ball drops at the foot of an Argentinian player, and he ends up slipping it into the goal.
And another look at it, the left-footed corner kick, and after it's headed down, watch the Argentinian player with the nice pivot, a 180 move, and then the goal by Gustavo Massat, and that tied the score 1-1. At that point, things were pretty even up on the field, Rick, but then the United States seemed to drop their level a little bit, or maybe it was just the Argentinians picking up their level of play, because they certainly dominated the last 10 or 15 minutes of the first half and were rewarded for it with another goal.
Yeah, I think the United States team ended up kind of falling back. I think that they figured that the game, with very little time left, was going to end in a 1-1 tie, and in so doing, they ended up trying to defend end, a lot of times you make mistakes. Here we see a mistake between two United States players where neither of them ends up playing the ball. The ball ends up going once again to Argentina, a one-on-one breakaway, and he ends up knocking the ball into the empty net.
Umberto Biazotti with the goal for Argentina. 2-1 our score here at the half in Torrance. We'll take a break and return in a moment.
Yeah, let me get some of these numbers down here quick.
We're back on. Who got that second Argentinian goal? Do you remember?
No.
Was it Biazotti? Oh, 13, Massat, that's right. No, he got the first goal. We need to know. We're back in Torrance, California. Second half about to get underway. The United States under-20 national team preparing for a trip to Saudi Arabia and the World Tournament in February against Argentina. Argentina with the 2-1 lead. And as we begin this second 45-minute half of play, the United States defending the net to our right in their blue uniforms and attacking right to left. And Dario Bros with the only goal for the U.S. so far, trying to play it through the middle of the box, and it's cleared by Argentina. Good battle for the ball. And getting to it first is Ricardo Solvez. Batista. Back for Boggio. And on to Ubeda. If you're Bob Gansler for a moment, Rick Davis, what did you talk about in the interval between the two halves?
I think, first of all, you get the players to settle down. Going into the locker room down one goal is really nothing because you still have 45 minutes of play to go. You still have an opportunity to tie the game. Not only tie the game, but end up getting yourselves ahead. But it's important to get the players to settle down, to relax, and to start trying to establish, I guess, a style of play. Trying to establish a rhythm or a technique to the way that you're playing. It seemed that towards the end of that half, the United States team just kind of randomly was out there really doing things without any conscious effort in terms of what they were trying to do.
Ball forced off the foot of Biazotti by the U.S. defense, and now a corner kick for the U.S. For Argentina. Marcelo Caicedo getting set. He'll hit this right-footed. Hits it to the short post side. Marcus Roy going up, but not knocking it out of danger. Finally, it is headed out of the 18-yard box and now cleared back to midfield. If you're a goalkeeper or a goalkeeping coach, you want to knock that ball certainly up in the air, but out of danger, and that time Roy just got that one up, and it was a jump ball situation after that.
Yeah, well, up is better than in, so in that case, it worked out in the end all right, but as a goalkeeper, you want to try, and if you're going to box the ball, as Roy did in that case, you want to box the ball as far away from the goal as possible.
Well, now Argentina with a free kick, and this is near the vicinity from where Bros scored for the United States in the first half off a free kick. Let's see what Argentina does here.
I think we can expect them to hit the ball first time. Here they really have not had an opportunity on a free kick this close, and this is once again within shooting distance. You can go ahead and strike this ball with a bend, trying to get it around the wall, and yet still have it on target with enough speed to end up beating the goalkeeper.
About 25 yards out, they chip it to the far post, and getting ahead to it is Claudio Ubeda. Not a bad set play as he ran onto that far post cross, but heads it out of play for goal kick USA.
In those types of situations, a lot of times what teams do is they move their defenders forward. The defenders tend to be better in the air when it comes to winning head balls, and in that case, that's exactly what they did. They sent a couple of their defenders forward, played the ball to the back post, and tried to get one of them to knot it on target.
Gross up in the air, coming down in a lot of traffic, and coming free now to Argentina's Alberto Boggio. And played back to the front of the penalty area. 2-1, Argentina leading. We are in the second half. Randy Hahn along with Rick Davis, and we hope you're enjoying our special telecast of international soccer. Plenty more to come for both these teams as they prepare for the FIFA Coca-Cola World Youth Championships. The United States team, as we mentioned, will leave early, and they'll get an opportunity over in Saudi Arabia to play 3 or 4 games, likely against Saudi teams prior to the tournament. And they need all the games they can get right now as a group because of the situation being what it is. Most of these players coming off their college seasons and really getting the opportunity to be together again for the first time in several months. So all the games will pay off.
And this is the beginning of the preparation for them, which eventually will culminate by being in Saudi Arabia.
Nice steal by Steve Snow. Now he needs help. The cross is behind his forward line mate, and it's played back to the middle of the field by Argentina. Snow with good quickness there on the wing, but then passing and cutting it way behind Ben Crawley. Now here's some nice give-and-go action as Brose breaks free for a moment, but the Argentinian goalkeeper Bonanno stepping up to collect this.
What we're seeing here from the United States team is a little added pressure. Rather than let Argentina play the ball out of the back, they're starting to put a little bit of pressure on them, trying to bring the tempo of the game up. It is always better for United States teams to have the tempo be as fast as possible. The quicker it is, the better it is in terms of suiting us in our style of play.
Long pass upfield, and the United States hammer right back up the field. Of course, there's a price to be paid for the pressure, and that's perhaps leaving yourself a little vulnerable to the counterattack, which perhaps may come into play as the second half moves along here, and the United States attempts to equalize, but there's always a price to pay for that pressure.
That's right. Well, with 40 minutes to play, down by only a goal, you don't need to put a whole lot of pressure on, but at some point you do need to in terms of trying to get that equalizing and then the go-ahead goals.
Argentina with the ball. Ball cross, and having trouble with it is the defender back there for the U.S., Neil Cavone, but he did recover and got his back to the opposing player and played that ball back for Marcus Roy. Comes back up the field now, the USA losing possession once again, and this is how things unraveled late in the second half. The USA unable to hold the ball, and Argentina kept rushing at them, and here they come once more. Ball up the right side. This is Boggio after it. Has to reach to get it, and then a crossing pass nicely blocked off by Dario Brose, and this will be a throw-in now for Argentina. Considerably less dangerous than if that cross gets through to the front of the box.
Yeah, that's right. A throw-in from here is not all that dangerous, whereas a cross that's actually put in front of the goal can end up being a good goal-scoring opportunity for one of the teams.
A challenge for the ball as it comes back near the top of the penalty area. Argentina maintaining possession, good ball skills as they work in traffic and in tight quarters with that ball very well. And of course, that's that South American style and that flair for skill that teams from South America seem to be so known for. Brazil, another one that's particularly known for its skillful play.
Well, we've come to know it, we've come to expect it, and it's certainly an entertaining version of soccer to watch. A good friend of mine, Paul Gardner, would be pleased to know that pretty soccer is still played by some of the countries of the world, as he puts it.
But as you mentioned, Rick, Argentina seems to have come up with the perfect hybrid of the skill game and the speed and power game, finesse, call it what you will. They seem to have combined the styles to suit the current climate of world soccer, and they've been tremendously successful at the international level over the last decade.
Well, what's happened is anytime you get into a world tournament, the Latin style meets the European style. You get speed and power versus finesse and skill. And in Argentina's case, they tried to come up with something which represents, I guess, a little bit of both.
United States losing it, but getting back. A chance on the shot taken by number 16, Chris Henderson, out of Everett, Washington, but it's out of play for goal kick. 2-1, Argentina leading the United States. We'll be back after this local break. We're back in Torrance, California, second half, and Argentina leading the United States 2-1. Argentina pressuring, ball cleared out by the U.S., and this will be a kick in. and one of the USA players kicking it back into the stands there to buy a little time and avoid the quick throw-in, I guess.
That's right, yeah. In that case, when the other team has players coming forward, if they can get the ball in to play quicker, a lot of times it'll catch a team off guard. So there the United States intelligently puts the ball once again out of play. Not out of play in terms of restarting the play again, but out of play so the player can't take the throw in.
I've seen yellow cards for less than that. But on that particular play, the player got away with it. We have a foul now. Argentina committing the foul, and this will be, once again, USA ball deep in USA territory to our right. 2-1 the score. All the scoring thus far in the first half of play, and Dario Bros out of Houstonville, New York, with the only goal for the United States so far. Long pass. Here's a chance for the U.S., but a good job by the goalkeeper Bonanno, and he also had help from a defender there bearing down on number 9 for the United States, Ben Crawley.
Yeah, what a beautiful pass that actually set the play up. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to receive the ball in stride and then end up getting himself a shot on goal.
That's yours again. Well done. Great ball, Dario.
You may have noticed the breath of the players tonight, and yes, we are in Southern California, but it's a rather cool evening here. I would say temperatures in the low 50s as another opportunity presents itself for the USA, but again, Bonanno is there. That time it was Steve Snow, that we talked about in our opening, pressuring, but not successful this time. Temperatures in the low 50s, maybe high 40s would be more like it. Rather chilly here this evening in Torrance, just outside the Los Angeles area.
When you start getting into the second half of play, not only do you have to concern yourselves with tactically what's happening in the game, but also physically. Physically, players end up getting themselves a little tired, and as a result, we see the players breathing harder. And once again, they have to think about their physical fitness in terms of how they're going to play the game, as well as the technical fitness.
Good foot race there, and Chris Majewski winning it for the United States. Chris out of Columbia, Maryland, went to Centennial High in Elliott City. He was the Maryland State Select captain, and one of the new players getting a look from Bob Gansler, the head coach. This is his first opportunity to play with the under-20 squad. Of course, we mentioned those 4 players, 4 or 5 that are with their respective college teams and participating in the NCAA tournament, unable to be here. But of course, when that happens and new players come in, it gives other individuals an opportunity to impress.
That's right. It's an opportunity for a player to show that he's capable of playing at this level, and it's a lot of times an opportunity which results in a player making a team, whereas in many other cases he's not given that initial opportunity to play, and as a result he does not make the cut. 18
players will go to Saudi Arabia in February, but the team has not been selected yet. So there are certainly some spots up for grabs. Right now it would seem about 4 or 5 that are undecided by Gansler, although he won't commit to that number. Argentina on the move, but the United States getting back. Oscar Dragicevic, who is another player getting a look for the first time tonight. He's out of Louisville, Texas, but this is a good one. He has been training with a team in Argentina, and in fact had to fly back from Argentina for this game to play for the United States against Argentina.
Yeah, it's been kind of a unique set of circumstances. A lot of times difficult for the American sports fan to understand how a player could be playing in a different country and then get a call back to play for his national team. In this particular case, he's playing in Argentina as a valuable learning experience, and then in turn joins the team when it ends up being a select American team, dealing with players that are U.S. citizens.
Fernando Batista with the throw-in. Now a chance for Argentina on the cross by Caracedo, and Gallego almost headed it home. Argentina still battling for possession. It comes loose. Here's a giveaway outside the box. A low, weak shot. That's blocked by Cabone. Cleared to midfield. Now the United States trying to counterattack, but that one pass went astray, and that broke down that fast break opportunity, if you will. Back come the Argentinians. And that one is cleared out of play by Rast for a throw-in.
Well, here once again we've got a case of the game almost looking like it did towards the end of the first half, where Argentina is really dictating the tempo, dictating the pace, and then in turn getting the more dangerous goal-scoring opportunities. For the United States team, if they're going to end up getting themselves back into it, they need to start thinking about generating a little bit more offense.
Hernandez with the attempt to cross, but that's blocked by the American player, and that will go over the end line for a corner kick. Argentina has been successful on one set play tonight in the first half off a corner kick. And that time they went to the short post with the flick on. And we'll see if they go that way again.
Well, here they've lined their players up in a little bit of a different setup. We've got a substitution for the United States, but the Argentina team is lined up a little bit differently, and they're bunching the players around the penalty spot.
Coming in for the United States is number 12, Timothy Horton. Goes to Boston University from Tolan, Connecticut. 4 goals and 4 assists this past year for Boston U. He'll take the spot of number 7, Martin Munnelly from Columbia. So Horton comes in and gets right into a crucial spot here as he'll move up to pressure the corner kick. And it curls short post again. They do seem to spread out of that formation to the same play we saw before, but that time Roy is able to get to it.
Yeah, that one, the play, he played very, very well. The ball came into his crease, which is a play that most teams expect the goalkeepers to make. There he collected the ball, and now he's managed to start an attack down at the other end of the field.
And it is Horton on the pass from Cavone. Gets wide to the right, hits it first time a little too far, but it will result in a corner kick as it's headed over the end line by Baggio. And boy, Timmy Horton didn't take long to get involved in the action.
Well, I think that Bob been bringing a player on at this point. Bob Ganser, the coach of the United States team, he's bringing Timmy Horton on to try and generate some more offense, just what we were talking about before. And there's a great case where he did get forward and end up making a dangerous cross.
So now it's Cavone, and they played a short corner kick. That's another strategy that we can elaborate on in a moment here. And now it comes back out of play on the throw in. The thinking on the short corner kick, Rick, what? It's somewhat of an element of surprise or a different angle?
Well, it's really a little bit of both. There's an element of surprise to it. It's a different angle. More often than not, when you play the ball as a short corner, when I say short here, you're only talking about 10, 12 yards. There it's a case of a player being left wide open, and as a result, he gets a good scoring opportunity out of it.
Another corner kick now is that shot by Snow. Did deflect off an Argentinian, and Cavone again will line up for another corner kick. So the United States getting some chances here to equalize, still trailing 2-1. There's the corner and headed out. And mistiming the jump for the U.S. is Chris Henderson, and it comes out of play near side, and forced to clear at that time was Mike Burns. Still 2-1, Argentina, and we'll be back with more action right after this.
Gotcha.
We're back in Torrance. Play continuing here in the second half with Argentina leading the United States 2-1. Randy Hahn along with Rick Davis. And so far, the Argentinians living up to their billing, entertaining us, and the United States hanging tough, getting the early goal, and now trying to tie it up. And in the meantime, worrying about their defensive work against this very skillful team as the ball comes out again near side for a throw in. But they seem to have settled down again here now, Rick, and with the opportunities down at the other end, perhaps have a little bit of their confidence back after a shaky end of the first half.
Yeah, confidence, a very, very important part of all sports. The confidence to be able to believe, be able to think that you can go ahead and go forward and end up doing what is necessary to end up being successful. I think you're right. I think the United States team started to doubt themselves a little bit, started to fall back, ended up giving up a goal late in the half, ended up giving up a lot of opportunities late in the half. So you're right. They do need to develop a little bit more confidence about their play.
This is Snow. Got it back a second time. Looks up for Bros. Now a chance for Horton. That should be, we'll wait to see. Is it an obstruction call? I believe it is.
Yeah, an obstruction. Once again, the Argentina player there simply outmatched by Timmy Horton's speed. Timmy was going to run by him, so he ends up stepping in front of the player, stepping in front of Timmy here in a minute, and simply obstructed him from being able to get to the ball and play it.
So the free kick, they play quickly into Snow. He'll turn the left footer, and it's just too high. Off the fingertips of the goalkeeper, Bonanno. I believe he did touch it. And we'll wait to see if they give the corner kick, and they will. Bonanno did get his fingertips on that lovely pivot shot by Steve Snow.
Well, there's a great case, a great example of how Steve can impact a game. We talked about him in the pre-show of being a goal scorer, a player that has the ability to score a goal at any given time in a game. There, he receives the ball in the penalty area and pivots, turns, and shoots, and the goalkeeper has to make a save.
And another corner kick now, and this is the third in succession for the USA. There's the cross. It's away from the goal, up in the air. Trying for the header was Dragicevic. It comes back to the far side. They'll hammer it right back through again. Up goes the goalkeeper. Bonanno comes down with it. But there was a lot of traffic there, and a good opportunity there to knock that ball free. But Bonanno is able to hold it and settle it.
Yeah, he played the ball very well, once again doing what is expected of a goalkeeper. But at the same time, I think when looking at the United States team, now we're starting to see a little bit of what I think is necessary. They're starting to send some more people forward. They're willing to take a few chances to try and get that equalizing goal.
Still 2-1. We are in the second half. And Bonanno with the skying punt to midfield. There's a good race for the ball.
Goes nowhere. That's it. Keep going.
Caracedo getting to it first for Argentina. Back to Boggio. I'm wondering, Rick, at some point if Argentina will be content to play for 2 goals and lay back a little bit and challenge the United States to come at them.
I think it depends on how the game goes. 1 goal is definitely not enough to try and sit on a lead, because no sooner do you end up sitting back and trying to hang on for the win than you end up giving up a goal and you're back into a tied situation. I would expect a lot will depend on what the United States team does.
Ball headed out by the USA, and this is Batista for Argentina. Drops it down to Daniel Hernandez. Nice skillful move, the left foot rising shot by Caracedo, out of play, but what a neat little move he put on the defender in front of the penalty area. 2-1 Argentina leads. We'll be back after this local break. We're back with the United States still trailing by a score of 2-1. And the ball back in the end to our left. That's the Argentinian goalkeeper Bonanno playing it forward. And he has looked impressive so far, handling those succession of corner kicks very well down in the Argentinian end as the United States attempted to tie this up. The lone USA goal, if you joined us late, coming off the foot of Dario Gross in the first half. And that was Gerard Lagos in on a substitution for the United States with the pass broken up. Lagos from St. Paul, Minnesota, and he is perhaps in a unique spot, certainly in that he plays under head coach Bob Gansler at the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee. So that's one player that Gansler certainly sees a lot of.
Yeah, I think in that case, Bob is looking at a situation here where he needs to continue their opportunities going forward.
Argentina with the chance, the cutback pass taken well by the goalkeeper Roy as Boggio tried to hammer it back into the flow of traffic. And Marcus Roy rolling it up the field. Roy 6'2", 165 pounds, 18 years of age, a Parade Magazine All-American. Figures to be the backup goalkeeper behind Casey Keller when the team goes to Saudi Arabia. As we mentioned, Keller with the University of Portland participating in NCAA action.
And doing quite well, we might add. Portland is kind of a new program that's really kind of burst onto the scenes here in the NCAA. And they're doing so well. Casey's only given up, if I remember this correctly, 5 goals all season long. And that's an impressive statistic for a goalkeeper.
Shout out the UCLA Bruins. USA on the move. Long pass. High cross in the air off the foot of Henderson. A little tough for Rose to bring in, but here comes the USA again. Nice pass to the right by Burns. Broken up. Here they come once more. Trying to chest it down in front was Lagos. And now we have a foul in the penalty area, and it's against the Team USA player. I believe that's Snow called for the foul.
What a fine piece of work here. Give and go from Steve. It went back, I believe, trying to get it back to Steve Snow. The ball ended up playing off another player's chest, unfortunately just out of Steve's reach.
Steve Snow was the 1988 National Parade High School Player of the Year in the CONCACAF qualifying tournament, the tournament that got this team through to the World Championship in Saudi Arabia. Snow scored 5 goals and was the tournament MVP. We haven't seen him show perhaps his flash, aside from that turnaround shot moments ago. The opportunities haven't presented himself as much for Steve Snow, but remember the name and continue to watch this young man. He's, as we mentioned, got a wonderful future. We have a foul in midfield. It'll be against Argentina, or check that, against the United States, and the Argentinian player down on the field now and waiting for some attention. That's number 14, Rui Diaz.
Well, we have
still 2-1, Argentina leading the United States, and we'll be back with more action right after this. We're back with Argentina in possession midway through the second half here at Torrance, California. Play goes on there as Argentina maintained possession, but then another foul occurred, and that'll be against the United States again. And the going getting a little rougher out there here in the second half as the USA attempts to come back from the 1-goal deficit. Certainly haven't been outplayed tremendously so far, but one senses that Argentina perhaps has the ability to turn it up just a notch almost at will. We'll see if the United States can turn it up as well. This is Steve Snow from Schaumburg, Illinois. That's a nice pass on the right wing to Gerard Lagos. Lagos looking back for Snow, and he bent it behind him. A chance for Cavone. He's tripped up inside the restraining arc. That's going to be a free kick, USA. This is about as good a chance to equalize here now on this dead ball situation as the USA has had tonight.
Yeah, good opportunity here once again, especially in light of the fact that our first goal, our only goal by Dario Bros earlier in the game, came on a free kick in a similar position. Here the ball is a little bit closer. Here the ball is a little bit closer than the other free kick, so I would once again expect a good opportunity from the United States team.
And again, it's Bros there with Snow, and I believe that's Cavone on the far right side. And we'll see if they use a similar play. Last time they ran 2 decoy runs before Bros struck the shot. This is from 20 yards. 2-1, Argentina leading. Snow will leave it go. There's the shot, and it just sails over the crossbar. And again, it was Dario Bros, and that one had a good chance of going in as well if he brings it down about 1.5 feet or so.
Yeah, here he opts to end up trying to beat the keeper rather than behind the wall back to the corner that he's supposed to be covering. There just ended up hitting the ball a little bit too high. It's almost better in a free kick situation like that to be a couple of yards further back because you have a little bit more time to get the ball in the bend and you can get it to dip.
It was well placed to that top left-hand corner, but just a little bit too high. A great chance there for the USA. Still 2-1. Argentina with the ball. This is Baggio. He'll play it back to Bonato. A little pressure there from Lagos, but nothing too serious for Bonato. Lagos, the 87th player of the year in the state of Minnesota. That's St. Paul Academy. His high school ball there. Scored 4 goals and 4 assists this year for the University of Wisconsin in Milwaukee. Again, almost every player we mention is the player of the year from his respective state.
When you mention a national team, you're talking about the best players in the United States, in this case in the under-20 category. And as a result, most of these players are the top players in the cities and the states that they come from.
Seems to me, Rick Davis, that you were Rookie of the Year once in the North American Soccer League. Am I not correct?
Well, just about. It was actually the North American player.
That's right.
A little bit of a difference. I actually ended up not playing enough to qualify for the Rookie of the Year honors, but at the same time ended up not playing enough on the other end, and as a result missed it in both ways.
Yes, that was with the fabled New York Cosmos. Here's The United States on the run. Chance for Lagos, and he just fails to get the shot away in time. It does go off the goalkeeper, Bonanno, however, for another corner kick USA.
Well, here the play actually began in midfield. Dario Gross plays the ball, beautiful ball, out to the wide to the right here. The player had to rush his shot a little bit, and Asbel didn't hit it as cleanly as he would have liked to have. But at the same time, the goalkeeper for Argentina still had to make a save.
So now Bonanno faces another corner kick from the far side this time. The play is to the short post. Lagos trying to knock it back, and a foul call, and it will be Lagos whistled for the infraction, so possession will go back over to Argentina anytime we do have an injury on the field. And again, it's number 13, Massat, who scored the first goal tonight for Argentina. We pause here with the United States trailing 2-1, and we'll be back after this local break. We're back, and we have a foul charged against the United States at the top of the penalty area. And this is a dangerous situation here for the USA, as Argentina is going to get a wonderful opportunity from about 19 yards out on a free kick.
Well, there we saw Bob Gansler, the coach of the United States team. I'm not sure if he was unhappy about the call or unhappy about the play. Here, the defender for the United States did not play the ball hard enough, and as a result created a dangerous situation.
So Gansler now facing the possibility of his team going behind by a pair of goals here in the second half. We'll see how they fare on this free kick. There's the shot off the wall and out of play, and this will go corner kick now for Argentina, so they'll get another chance.
Well, here we're seeing both teams utilizing a specialist-type player. There for Argentina, taking the free kick and trying to bend it around the wall on target. In that particular case, with the ball being a little bit closer to the goal, you really want to try and strike it on target rather than look to move your defenders forward and try and create an opportunity in that way.
So now the corner far side. So coming to the short post and heading it right back out is Dial. And now it's Tim Horton. Horton working his way through midfield. Nice pass on the run, and then another two-touch pass. Here come the United States. Breaking wide to the right is Dario Bose. Bose trying to outrun the midfielder. Gets it into the outside area of the penalty area. It's blocked for another corner kick USA.
I think what we're seeing here is the United States team is starting to play with a little bit more confidence, but in turn they're starting to move forward a little bit. And I think that's what spelled success for them. In this particular case, they've got 5 corner kicks to Argentina's 4. Many goals in the game of soccer come as a result of a corner kick, and it's a good opportunity once again here for the United States.
Cavone with the corner, bending out toward the top of the box. Horton trying to control it, the shot right on target. And a nice half volley upward by number 12, Timothy Horton. And did a good job just to get that shot. It was bouncing rather crazily there.
Well, here off the corner kick, the ball was deflected to the top of the box there. Timothy Horton takes it down on his chest and ends up hitting a full volley, which unfortunately was right on target, right on the target of the goalkeeper's chest for Argentina.
But Horton has impressed in the brief time he's seen action here in the second half. And coach Bob Gansler has to be impressed with the play of this 18-year-old from Boston University. Another chance for the U.S. They tried to get it up for Gross. Broken up. And right now the USA taking the play to Argentina.
That's right. Rather than sit back and hope for something to happen, I think they're starting to move forward with a little bit more confidence. Move forward with the intent of saying, hey, if you're going to go ahead and win this game, you're going to have to do it on merit. They're throwing everything they have forward to try and get that opportunity to get the tying goal, and then once again, hopefully, the go-ahead goal.
Foul USA brings the ball back to Argentina on the free kick inside the box, and the referee now instructing one of the American players to move outside the box as they take this free kick. Bonanno picks up for Argentina. Long ball into midfield. Control by Argentina, and a foul call on Chris Henderson. They brought down the midfield player Caracedo. Caracedo grasping his right leg, obviously in some difficulty. And we'll wait to see if the Argentinian trainer is allowed to come on the field to attend to Caracedo.
Well, the foul that ended up happening here was not all that dangerous. Both players were going for the ball, a little bit of contact. On the replay, it doesn't appear that there was really anything that happened specifically to the knee, so I would tend to think that Marcelo was trying to slow the play down, with Argentina being ahead by a goal, trying to, once again, as we talked before, trying to hold on for a 2-1 victory.
Miraculously, he is up and sprinting again, Caracedo, and now the payback foul as he brings down Neil Cavone of the USA, and a foul called against Argentina as they prepare to make a change. And we look for Alejandro Rui Diaz to come on for Argentina, number 14, warming up on the near sideline.
It's that magic sponge. Unbelievable thing. I'll tell you, get it out there, it touches anything, and it heals anything that's ailing a player, it heals it instantly.
Absolutely amazing. Throw in now, USA. They try to work it up for Steve Snow. That's hammered right back by Ubeda. Again out of play, and they'll try again from the far side at center, as Cameron Rast will walk it up the sideline a little bit as they give him a few extra yards from the point where the ball went out. Rast, another parade All-American, went to Royal High School in Simi Valley, California. And as you mentioned, from the University of Santa Clara, your alma mater.
That's right. As a matter of fact, we had the national team in Los Angeles training. Cameron ended up joining us, trying to gain a little bit more experience just before they ended up getting this group together in preparation for this game.
Rui Diaz comes in for Argentina then to replace Caracedo, who I thought played well for Argentina tonight, particularly in the first half. Caracedo was very instrumental on a number of offensive opportunities for his team.
Well, at this point, once again, the game becomes not only a battle of your technical and tactical abilities, but also your physical.
Here's Henderson. Got some room. Works it to the top of the box for Snow. Tried to make the turn toward goal, though. Lost possession. And it's cleared back downfield. And the USA now looking to perhaps cheat a few more yards up the field and keep pressuring away at this Argentinian defense, which so far, with the help of Bonanno, has held true. And now a ball off the leg of Baggio, and a corner kick USA as Henderson sets it down. And let's see if he takes it or waits for Cavone. No, Henderson will put it into play. He's a left-footed player and will no doubt bend this away from the goal. Far post, up in the air, they score! With a lovely corner kick.
Well, there it is. The opportunity on a set play. Troy comes running on from a deep position, a position which I don't think any of the Argentinian players figured him to be a part of the play. Runs on and hits a powerful header from about 10, 12 yards away, right in the corner of the goal. Nothing that Argentina can do to stop the play.
So Dayak, who was with the under-16 team, went with this group to the Granatkin tournament in Russia and played well. Comes back here in a big game against Argentina with the tying goal, and now we have a dangerous situation again for the U.S. There's a foul is called against Argentina, and this will be a free kick now from about 22 yards. And all of a sudden, the fortunes of this American team have changed rather drastically.
They definitely have. They've picked the tempo up. They've started to take a few more chances in moving forward. You see a yellow card being issued to another delaying tactic from one of the Argentinian players. But the United States team has moved forward. They're attacking with a little bit more conviction, and as a result, the rewards are there. They end up getting the opportunity on a corner kick, a set play there once again, and as a result, have the tying goal.
So Gansler has to be buoyed by that turn of events. The lovely corner kick by Henderson, and Troy Dayak stepping up from the back. Dayak, of course, a defender, and got his 5'10" frame up there and placed that ball very well to the opposite post. And now the free kick. They move it back another few yards. And the shot by Gross blocked. Comes back down to Mike Burns. The U.S. hammering it right back at that Argentina penalty area. This time they'll bring it out as Baggio comes to midfield. Ahead for Rui Diaz. That's an American foul. Aguilar at the far sideline. We're in the second half here at Torrance, California. El Camino College decided this contest, and it's been a good one. We've seen 4 goals already. The team's tied up at 2. Here comes Dario Bros. Bros working at left side. Henderson, who just played that lovely corner kick moments ago, reaching the pass. Henderson with a man overlapping. That was Lagos from behind, but he never reached it. Back comes Alberto Baggio for Argentina.
He's coming, Lagos. Torrance, let him play 1 against 1.
On the far side, Aguilar gets by Horton. Now plays it to the front of the box. He was looking for Biazzani. Too far. And now we're going to play near sideline. It will be USA ball as they also call offside on the play. It is 2-2 here in Torrance. We'll be back with more action right after this. We're back on a crisp but wonderful evening here in Southern California, and we have been treated so far to a very entertaining international match between the under-20 teams of the United States and Argentina on their way soon to the World Championships in Saudi Arabia. Right now, the United States in the midst of quite a comeback. There was an obstruction foul, and a rather blatant one by Batista of Argentina, and the American player Dario Bros slow to get up.
Yeah, in that case here, you see the player throw an elbow, which I think is a little unnecessary. Catching Dario right in the old chops and goes down.
I'm surprised the linesman on the near side, who had a wonderful vantage point of that rather blatant forearm up in the face, didn't summon the referee over to let him know just how flagrant that was.
Yeah, it was a very, very good move there by Dario, but at the same time, I've got to believe that should be at least a yellow card foul.
USA on the move. Here's Bros. No worse for the wear, it would seem. Nice move as he beats Baggio. Now back to the middle, and again they look for Snow. Here's Horton trying to control it, but he's quickly pressured by Rui Diaz. Rui Diaz brings it up the field for Argentina. And this thing could really open wide here in the final 5 minutes or so, as both these teams looking for the third goal. Right now tied at 2. A long pass intended upfield for Solbes. Knocked away. Rose.
I think what we're going to see is we're going to see both teams really start to send everything forward. Nobody wants to see the game end in a tie. In the event that it does end in a tie in an exhibition format, it should stand as a tie. There won't be any penalty kicks or any form of a decision made on the game. So I think all of the players want to come away with this with a win. So they're going to go ahead and go forward with everything they've got.
Again, no overtime if it ends in a tie, and I guess we're in overtime right now then, with the final few minutes remaining on the clock, and both these teams Realizing that there is an opportunity with the next goal to win. It's played back for Marcus Rura. Roy sums up, checks out upfield and punts it to midfield. It's headed right back by Argentina. Biazzani with the ball. Horton marking him and Horton committing the foul. And this will again go to Argentina on the free kick. Unofficially, we have 2.5 minutes showing on the clock here at El Camino College. The race for this one is Baggio chases it down to the near side. Back through the middle and heading it down to the ground, but unable to reach it was Solbes. Still 2-2. Time running down, and we'll be back after this local break. We're back. Just a couple of minutes remaining unofficially here on the clock. The score tied 2-2. Troy Dyack, the hero at this point, with the equalizing goal off a corner kick a couple of minutes ago. And right now, the United States looking for the go-ahead and potentially winning goal. Right now, though, Argentina with the ball. This is Claudio Ubeda. Daniel Hernandez with it. They work it back to the left side. And they'll try to go past Timmy Horton. Nothing doing there is the Argentinian player unable to control. And Horton will leave it now on the throw-in for Cameron Rast. Rast threw that one away. Came to the Argentinian player. Back comes Hernandez with it. And he misplays it for Baggio. And now here comes the USA. The long pass by Henderson. Looking up for Steve Snow. He got a piece of that, but he came down hard, punches his right leg. And hopefully Steve Snow, not too banged up. You hate to lose an individual like that at this crucial stage, with preparations well underway for the World Championship. Snow still down, examining his right knee. Play goes on, however, as the referee, at least so far, hasn't stopped play. Now he has, and they bring the USA trainer on the field to attend to Snow.
In that particular play, there are two players both going for the ball, Steve Snow and the one player for Argentina. I thought it was a dangerous play. The Argentinian player didn't really appear to be trying to play the ball. Ends up coming up with his studs showing, and I think ended up catching Steve right across the knee.
Snow's going to stay out there. USA has not made a whole lot of changes. Gensler, I should say, evidently not going to use all 5 of his substitutions tonight. Here's Henderson from 20 yards. Nice right foot shot. That had a chance, but Bonanno had time to get to it and knock it down, and nobody really in position for any kind of a rebound.
Yeah, very, very good shot, even towards the corner, but in that particular case, Argentina was able to make the defensive play, with the goalkeeper smothering the ball and maintaining possession.
Henderson impressive with that last shot. This is Baggio for Argentina. Horton will knock it back to midfield. Sending it right back in is Masao. Masao with one of the Argentinian goals tonight. This one taken in the air by Marcus Roy. Time officially run down off the clock here at the stadium, but the referee keeping the official time, allowing play to continue for at least a little while longer. We have a whistle. That's just a foul though, not indicating the end of the game. Up to Steve Snow. He gets a head to it, sends it up into the Argentinian zone to our left. Nobody up there to support him at this point.
Yeah, the United States team has tactically made a decision, I think, to go ahead and allow the game, barring any unforeseen good scoring opportunities like a free kick, has allowed the game to go ahead and end in a tie. They dropped everybody back, leaving Steve Snow up really by himself, defend for himself amongst 3 Argentinian defenders. So that's kind of a sign from the bench, kind of a sign from the coaches that they're going to go ahead and try and end up having the game finish in a tie unless they end up having a goal scoring opportunity.
Argentina loses possession deep in the USA zone, and now the United States with another throw-in, and if they get the ball downfield, perhaps one last chance to go ahead. But right now, Steve Snow, the only man up, and he's only at midfield. Up in the air goes Dragicevic. He comes down hard. Dragicevic in some difficulty, wondering now if that trip all the way from Argentina was worth it.
It looks like he's holding his knee and must have either landed on it or ended up twisting it upon landing on the ground.
We'll get another look and see perhaps if we can what happened. Henderson elbowed on that play, and that's...
Yeah, I think it was just a matter of landing awkwardly on the ground. And as a result, it's probably more a bruise rather than anything serious, cartilage or ligament damage.
Dragicevic, as we mentioned, has been training with a team in Argentina. Grew up in the Dallas area, originally out of Louisville, Texas. Getting his first look tonight with this under-20 team. And we will have a free kick now. This is Dyack. And it's headed right back into midfield. I can't imagine there's too much time left. And at the very moment I say that, time is called. And that is the end of the game as the referee indicates that the extra time allowed for injury has expired. So the United States comes back. A moral victory, no doubt. The final score, the United States 2 and Argentina 2. Stay with us. We'll be back with more after this from Torrance, California.
Good stuff.
We are back at El Camino College in Torrance, California. The final score, the United States 2 and Argentina 2. Randy Hahn along with Rick Davis. Welcome back. And I think we have to agree that we saw an entertaining match here tonight, if not a decisive victory for one side or the other. I would think a moral victory for the United States as they head into competition in Saudi Arabia in a very short time. Tying Argentina, certainly a world power, has to be a big lift for this team.
I think it is. I think if you look at the United States team, they came out early in the game, got the go-ahead goal, 1-0 they were ahead. Then they ended up giving up 2, so they found themselves down at halftime, really down and almost out. They really didn't seem like they were in the game. They came back, put a little true grit into the second half, and ended up getting, I would say, the better of the game. They could have won, but as a result, they ended up with a tie, and I think Bob Gansler's got to be pleased with what he's seen so far.
Well, he has to be happy with Troy Dyack, who scored the winning or the tying goal tonight off a nice corner kick play.
Well, here you've got a situation, once again, a free kick, a set play. The corner kick is played. Troy comes running in from really nowhere, ends up hitting a powerful header right towards the corner of the goal. Really nothing that Argentina can do other than sit there and watch the ball end up in the net.
So Dyack scores the equalizing goal, bringing the United States back from the 2-1 deficit, and that's the way it finished up. And perhaps were it not for a little lapse by the United States at the end of the first half when Argentina got a goal, the result may have been a little different for the USA tonight, and I mean a victory. Either way, it's 2-2 our final score. We'll be back in just a moment after this local break.